Hi Collective, welcome to my channel. I'm Crystal, a divine psychic medium here delivering messages to you from the higher realm, so welcome in. So this reading that I just felt to start recording is because I was pulling cards, meditating on the energies today. The synchronicities that came through, I just had to start recording, right? So, yeah. I'm just going to go from there, right? So whoever comes into alignment with this reading, like, it's meant for you to see this. You're definitely dealing with somebody that there's a big warning here, right? I've pulled a couple different decks, right? And the same card keeps coming out in them. Medusa. And what's interesting with this is the second deck that I pulled has a Medusa card, but I didn't even pull the Medusa card yet. I opened up the book right to Medusa, where it shows me justice. I was starting to look up this card, which is Serpent's Spell, which has Medusa on it. Right? And that's why when I seen the synchronicity of threes, that's when I know divine sign message. But look, I had Medusa out here as well already. And the other deck that I have her in, and I don't think I have that many decks. What is it? See, I wasn't prepared to record. I was just connecting with energies. Madame Endore's fortune cards, right? I just pulled 4 cards, and I was going to put them away. I actually picked them up to put them away to go into my second deck. And something was like, no, lay them back down. I was like, all right, so I laid them back down. And then Medusa, Medusa, Medusa 3 times. And what's interesting is in this one, Medusa's the Justice card. And I'm not sure why. That's why I was like, well, I'm going to be reading this. Why not record it? But first I want to show you like the order, the way these cards fell out. Okay, because I pulled 4 of them. First, the Shield card came out, which it says you are safe from harm. After the Shield card is when I believe the Medusa card came, because I know these two came together. Medusa and then Seduction. And Medusa says jealousy leads to downfall, and then passion and romance awaits. Seduction. And to me it was kind of like I was picking it up in 2 different energies, because then what followed was the Maiden. A new relationship blossoms. But what I was picking up on too is like there's somebody in this beautiful innocent maiden energy that's being taken advantage of. But then it's also, I was getting this new relationship awaits with passion and romance. Or new relationship blossoms with passion and romance awaits. So what I'm getting here is that like a new relationship, something that's very beautiful is trying to come in. But there's this energy of seduction, of manipulation and control that is trying to block it, right? But it says you are safe from harm. So it's like, I feel that there's like a beautiful relationship that's like being protected, okay? But it's like you have to get rid of the snake or whatever this is first, right? Seeing the cards, that I had 4 cards that came out with the Serpent Spell. I had the Summoning, which also has got like a dragon's surrounding her, because I feel there's something to do very strong with the dragon realm, right? So then the Serpent Spell, and then Await the Night came out, and Beyond the Veil. So we're going to take a look at these 4 cards and the Medusa, actually. We're going to get into that next. All right, so I want to get into the fortune cards that first came out, because so I wanted to read each of these. So that's why I'm like, let me record it. All right, let's see. So we're finding out what is going on, what somebody's not seeing, right? All right, so we're starting with the Shield, because each of these cards, even though I read intuitively, I'm feeling guided to getting the readings from the book, right? All right, so there's Medusa. And to go in order. Sometimes I'll jump all around too, but I was told go in order. So take it however you're feeling. Like, what intuitively are you feeling off of what I'm presenting? Because that's what I feel is going to give you the most guidance, because you really need to trust what you feel at this time. All right, so the shield. While holding the shield, your adversaries cannot penetrate your defenses. A thick skin keeps you safe from harm. Emotions are hidden until trust is gained. So you need to take this how you're feeling it, right? All right, so then we had Medusa. Medusa represents envy and a corruption of beauty. This tragic mythical being may also signify an act of jealousy, rage, exile, or harsh punishment. Excessive jealousy leads to downfall. Okay. And then let's look at the maiden. Which is young and naive. See, I feel someone's naive. They're not aware of what's going on. The maiden represents innocence, loyal. I just put that in there. Innocence, hope, and a loyal friendship. She embodies purity and emotional longing. Heed the advice of a close and trusted friend. A new relationship blossoms. It's interesting. I was told to read them in order, and I flipped these two. So they wanted that for a reason. So it goes the shield, Medusa, the maiden, and seduction. Passion and romance awaits. All right, let's see about the seduction. The enchantress foretells of passion and romance awaits. Embrittled sensuality weaves an irresistible spell. Your sex appeal is at its highest. Secret fantasies manifest themselves through love letters and romantic gestures. Wow. And the reading that I was just doing was about wishing. And this is a very, very powerful, dreamy time to really create. Because this I'm doing right off of that reading. Secret fantasies manifest themselves through love letters and romantic gestures. See, I wouldn't have known until I looked at this card, right? And it's following this maiden energy. You are safe from harm while you are holding the shit and you're being strong in your emotions. So somebody is creating like some sort of boundary, protection, something from this Medusa energy. So I feel that you know who somebody is that's like jealous and competition. There's like somebody that's trying to block this new relationship, right? But I feel somebody's aware of this. And they're blocking it out. And they're in this beautiful energy. Maybe someone's being loyal to like a Medusa-like energy, right? Or someone's naive, someone's not aware that they are being controlled by a Medusa. But see, there's this shield. You're safe, right? All right. Let's get into the next cards. Okay. We're going to read that one last. Let's get into the summoning. Okay, there's Serpent Spell. Okay, creativity. A young witch stands before a cauldron. With the wave of her wand and a few powerful words, the contents begin to shape color and bubble to life. From the center, a mist begins to swirl into the shape of a dragon, its mouth opening in a roar as it comes to life. Creativity comes in many shapes and sizes. You might think from the keywords from this card that it concerns activities such as drawing and painting. It does. But it is far more than that. Creativity is within us all and can manifest in a multitude of ways. Whether you are a gardener, a DIY enthusiast, or someone who enjoys keeping a journal, creativity can and will arise within you whether or not you consider yourself to be creative. This card is not only for the creative types. When this card arrives in a romantic greeting or acts as an answer to a problem, it is suggesting that you are becoming inventive in your thought process. This might mean thinking outside the box and looking at new ways of doing something. If you have drawn this card, you might be innovative today. You might be inspired to participate in a creative project, or it might make sense for you to try a new unconventional approach to dealing with an old problem. What I'm getting here is just somebody can literally like manifest at this time through their thought process, through fantasy. And it's interesting, my last readings are fantasy floodgates are open. So somebody really needs to be thinking what they really want to create. This is a very, very powerful, dreamy time where your thoughts can create your reality very, very powerfully. Wow. Now, it's interesting because the reading I did just today was about the conjunction with the moon and Jupiter and your wishes. This is a very, very powerful time. That's why I say you should subscribe to my channel if you have not, so you get my readings in real time, okay? And you're getting them when these conjunctions are happening. I mean, this is still giving you the guidance. If you are catching this outside of that reading, know that just start creating with your mind, writing things down, affirming this is a really creative time. You're going to be getting a new, because they could be using this around a full moon or in the future where, you know, you get the download, you know, where something's illuminated for you and you see your way out of a problem that you weren't seeing, because Source can use my readings in the future in a myriad of ways, right? So, but real time is when you're going to be this really dreamy, creative energy, right? Wow, okay. Yeah, I like this. Okay. So that was the summoning card, right? And then it was the serpent spell, right? No. I'm trying to remember the order. Okay. Serpent spell. And it just straight up goes into Medusa. Yeah, because they got Medusa under Medusa. Medusa slivers towards us. Her hair, a tangle of snakes, writhes and contorts above and around her. Her arms are outstretched, commanding respect from all who come near. In Greek mythology, the cursed Medusa was punished by Athena for betraying her. She was sent to a faraway island and transformed physically so that no man would ever desire her. However, this did not stop Medusa from beckoning people to look in her direction. One glance from her hypnotic eyes would turn whoever looked at her into stone. There are many things in life that we would prefer to not acknowledge or look at closely. The slithering serpent banished to the recesses of our own mind represents those shadows within ourselves that we would prefer to stay hidden. It is important to remember that we all have a shadow self. It might manifest as jealousy, anger, laziness, or self-sabotaging beliefs that prevent you from attaining your dreams and having a healthier life. Since we can neither dismiss nor heal the dark serpent within us, it is advisable to get to know it. Facing your demons and accepting them can actually be a positive thing to do. Understanding why we become jealous or angry can uncover a path towards a more balanced way of living. Beautiful. So maybe this is jealousy that you have. Or you have, so I'm feeling it like multiple different messages trying to come through. Like you maybe have to change a thought process, right? There's something where like if you feel that you're cursed and that you keep attracting a certain frequency, certain type of thing, relationship, lovers, there's some sort of wounding that you have to change, that you have to look at. What's being mirrored to you, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing has to do with your vibrational frequency. You have to flip something. You have to change something. It has to do with your shadow. Maybe it's a wounding from a past life, something that was carried over. Maybe this is ancestral trauma that was carried down, that it wasn't even yours, but it's deep within your DNA for you to purge out. There's something here. There's some sort of spell, illusion, right? Maybe somebody has control over you. Maybe it's somebody's projections that they have towards you. Right? Because if it's not your energy, this outside of energy, but something is trying, like that naive energy. I'm looking here at the maiden again. Like something is trying to make you feel as though like you're not worthy of something. Somebody is entrapping somebody, controlling them with some sort of wounding. And it could be the entity. In the last reading I was getting earlier, devil kept coming out. There was a stronghold to devil, right? Devil knows how to get to you through your woundings, through your hurts, through your shadow self. But it's like if you heal that wounding, you heal that shadow, what you have in your shadow set. Like people, it's like if they know your deepest, it's like once your deepest secrets are brought to light and everybody knows them, then they can't use it against you, right? It's kind of like that blackmail. It's like if it's already out there, then they can't use it against you. You know, if someone's like, I know this deep secret about you, I'm going to reveal it. And you're like, guess what? I already revealed it myself. It ain't a secret no more. Do you know what I mean? How it doesn't give it that power? But see, this deep shadow or whatever, shadow self, it might manifest as jealousy, anger, laziness, self-sabotage, and belief system. There's something there. Okay. So I know Beyond the Veil was the last card, and then we were going to read the Justice card. So next is Await the Night. Is freedom. Oh my gosh. See, getting set free of Medusa. I'm getting like a generational curse. There's something that's deep embedded in your subconscious, but it's like you were born with this, right? Because it's within your DNA. This is something, though, that you have the power over, and you're going to break it. So if it's feeling as though you weren't good enough, so maybe you settled, right? Maybe you had abandonment issues or codependency or poverty, right? A lot of these poverty curses, right? Keeping families trapped, making them getting stuck and binded to lovers with this Medusa-like energy, right? Because I'm getting this is like a very, very powerful bloodline that's been cursed. And the entity, that's why I feel that there's so much coming after you and against you. It's devil. So standing up to this Medusa energy, getting your confidence, your courage, your strength, knowing your beauty and your innocence, not going to their levels, healing the shadow work. That is how you overcome this demonic attachment, is by healing yourself. Healing yourself. That's how you battle these demons, through love, through healing yourself and having love for them. That's what it is. All right, await the night. Freedom. A vampire sits upon her coffin. Refreshed from her slumber, she is awake and ready. Bats surround her as the moonlight beams to pour into the castle. While vampires cannot exist in sunlight, they are known to wake and hunt into the light of the moon. The night, therefore, is a symbol of freedom for them, since the vampire cannot live amongst the rays of daylight and are confined to their coffins until sundown. True freedom is living a life that allows for choice without constraints. We might think of freedom of being physical, like the vampire in her coffin during the daylight hours, but freedom of thought and expression, especially in being our authentic selves, is a privilege not everyone has the luxury of. If you have drawn this card, it can represent both the nature of being controlled and the act of releasing yourself from restriction. Now might be the time to fight for your own freedom, whether that means doing what you wish to, saying what is on your mind, or cutting ties with those who wish to hush you or keep you under their control. This card asks that you consider how free you really are within a given situation or relationship. What might you need to say or do to experience true freedom and live an authentic life? Wow. So this is really standing up to your freedom, right? Maybe this is standing up to family members, friends, loved ones. I've been talking about that in my readings this week about a very tough decision, a new perspective, a letting go. For some of you, realizing toxic family members, friends, things like that. Letting go of some sort of restriction. Mindset. Somebody had some sort of power or control over you. Okay, and the last card, Beyond the Veil. Beyond the Veil. Friendship. And it just flipped back over. Balance. Oh, I was on the wrong one. Beyond words. That's why they closed it. Friendship. Maybe you're closing the book on a friendship. Or closing the door because it's shut quickly, right? Beyond the veil. Balance. A veiled woman is poised and still. In her hand she holds a skull, a reminder of an inescapable mortality. You will notice the yin-yang symbol faintly covering the image. Oh yeah, this is the cool card where you look and you see a yin-yang symbol. See the gray right here and the black? How cool is that, right? So you will see the yin-yang symbol faintly covering the image like a soft film. Highlighted the balance between life and death. In Eastern thought, the yin-yang symbols suggest the two complementary forces that make up life as we know it. The yin is the feminine principle and suggests all that is female, darkness and passive. The yang is the male essence, complementing the yin, that which is male, light and active. We all have masculinity and femininity within us, like the sun and the moon. These two forces cannot exist without another. So on top of the card is the motto, Carpe Diem, which means seize the day. A reminder to make the most of the time we have here on earth before we pass from this realm to the next. We cannot embrace the outlook while living in a balanced life, experiencing work and play, joy and sacrifice, excitement and calm in even measures. If you have drawn this card, it might be that you are feeling the effects of an imbalance in your life. If you are socializing too much or working too hard, you may need to realign your priorities to strike a healthy and sustainable balance. Wow. So it's about finding the balance, and you know what? I'm putting this underneath seduction where it shows passion and romance awaits. This is definitely a sacred union I'm talking about. That's why the enemy is trying so hard to block this union, this relationship situation from coming together. Wow. So there's a new relationship that is trying to come in. And the devil's trying at all costs to block it. It's not everybody's story, but this is what's coming out here. And the last card, which was Justice, Medusa, look, flip right to it. Medusa springs out of the shadows, baring her fangs and hissing like the snakes that grow from her head. The venomous sting of her tail rattles behind her as she eyes her prey. Just one glance in her direction and her victims will turn to stone. There is much said about the horrors of Medusa, but we often forget about the woman in the myth was both immortal and beautiful before being transformed into a monster. As the Greek myth goes, Medusa was violated by the sea god Poseidon. Rather than punish Poseidon for his heinous acts, furious at the desecration of her temple, Athena chose to chastise Medusa for breaking her vow of celibacy. In a sense, this card is as much about injustice as justice. It will often arrive when we feel as though we have been treated unfairly. The rage in Medusa's stance suggests a need to right a wrong or invoke fairness of some kind. If you have drawn this card, it could be a time for you to seek justice. You may be motivated by anger, but remember to keep a level head as possible when relaying the facts of a situation. See, and this is why I feel it's so important, because there's some of you could find out that you've been in a relationship or a karmic situation that's been controlled by an entity, right? But remember how I said you need to show that those entity and things like that love? Because if you enrage yourself with anger, and then you're lowering your vibration, you're dropping your vibration, which is going to block you from this beautiful energy that you're trying to obtain here. This is ultimately like a big block, right? It's like it has to be unveiled this way, because it's one of those where it was supposed to get you in the end, right? But it was like there was a backup plan. It was like this sabotage and things was almost like set up, because it was like meant to lure you down to the layer, then revealed to you. But then you were going to be trapped in, because you got, you know what I mean? So this is an energy where you're going to be finding something out or getting something revealed from you, but you need to heal from it. You need to turn that pain into passion and stay elevated and just send love and light, because that way you no longer let it control you. That is how you're going to level up and you're going to get this. So have compassion, right? Know that this person or situation or whatever, even if they were sabotaging you, trying to hurt you, things like that, they were being controlled by a demonic force. And by sending it love or having just that compassion and things like that, it's going to keep you elevated where it's not going to destroy you. So don't let what you're finding out destroy you, because your justice is here. If you have drawn this card, it could be time for you to seek justice. You may be motivated by anger, but remember to keep a level head as possible when relaying the facts of a situation. It is time for you to give your side of the story. As a general card, Medusa is a good omen, especially when connected to a legal situation or a time when truth needs to be confronted, because it is justice that is coming in. Wow. So it's really about seeing things from a different perspective, but very strongly. Medusa came out 3 times. So for some of you, you're dealing with some sort of situation, right, that you're going to be finding out about, I feel, and it's blocking a beautiful connection. That's trying to come in. That's the reading that it's getting. So, all right, it's not everybody's story, but if you found this, it was for you. Love and light to all of you. Bye.